Behind the scenes at the Octagon Theatre Bolton. This video provides more information about the theatre's audio described performances and touch tour. The footage used in this particular video is from the Of Mice and Men production, which was on at the Octagon from Thursday the 17th of January until Saturday the 16th of February 2013. We've asked Anne Hornsby, our audio describer from Mind's Eye, to tell us more about the process of describing a play.
In describing a play, you start with the script, really. You study the script, you become very familiar with the characters and the story. So you have all that in your mind before you come to see the play. And then when you come to see the play, the first visual aspects that you're really paying attention to are what the set looks like, what the characters look like, what their costumes are like, and what actually happens, what physically happens in the play, as opposed to maybe what's in the dialogue and in the script. So once you become familiar with that, then you're ready to write your introduction, which lasts about 10 minutes or so. In the introduction, we talk about what the settings are, where the play takes place, where we go to within the play, what the characters are like, what their costumes are like, any particular conventions, any warnings, if there are going to be loud gunshots or flashes of light, things like that. And the idea is that as the play begins, your audience are as in tune with what the sighted audience can see as their neighbours, as the rest of the audience. So in a traditional theatre, it would be the moment when the curtains part and the set is revealed, and we would take that all in a matter of seconds, really. So that picture, that realisation of what the set is like is in the minds of the listeners, and also they know a little about the characters, so that if you just say George, then they're already thinking, oh, George is a short one and he wears this and he's got this beard and he looks like that. And so they already are familiar with the characters. And then the other part of it is the live description, which needs to be woven around the dialogue of the play so that the describer doesn't talk over the dialogue, because obviously you can't listen to two things at once. So when you're writing your description, you need to concentrate on what is going to advance the plot, what is what you say going to tell the listeners about the characters. And you don't want to state the obvious. You're limited because of how much time is available, what the gaps are, and also you always have to prioritise. You have to think, what is essential for the listener to know? And is there a sound that they're not going to know what that sound is? Is there a new voice and they're not going to know who that voice belongs to? So you put all that script together. It's a bit like a deputy stage manager script. So you have the lines of the play and then you would write in or type in what you're going to say. And you tend to come and see the play again at least once or maybe twice more, and you tend to work from a DVD as well. And then you come back, so that's what I was doing yesterday. I was here to do a rehearsal yesterday, and you try it out and you see if the gaps are still there and how it all fits together. And then on the actual day, you're ready to do an introduction and a touch tour and the live description.
How do you go about describing the more complicated scenes, the ones with more activity?
And that's always a challenge. Any kind of dance, chase, fight, physical activity, sex scenes included, they take a lot of preparation. It can take an hour just to prepare 5 minutes of action on stage.
What do you think? Don't be such a bitch, you're gonna laugh at me. I'll show you what George! Leave him! Leave! Make him let me alone! George! No, Johnny, don't let him do it! Oh, make him stop! George! Yes! Oh, I'll get him myself. Wait a minute! Well, go! Get him, Lenny! George! I said, get him!
So something like that, you watch it, as I said, you take notes as you're watching it, you're thinking, where is the action going, who's got the upper hand, who is doing what, and then you script it, and you want it to be, you need your choice of vocabulary to reflect what's going on within the fight scene. So whether it's a blow or a strike or a slap or a kick, and also you need to convey what's the energy behind that, the style of the fight. Is it the sort of rough and ready street fight, or is it a practice duel? And you need to time it ideally so that when the audience hear, they know who's getting that punch, and then you rehearse it, and you rehearse it to the DVD, and then you come and rehearse it with the characters on the stage. So it's a time-consuming process, but it's so crucial, because otherwise the audience just hears some grunts and some blows, and they don't know what's happening at all.
How does the touch tour add to the experience for those attending an audio-described performance?
Well, the Octagon was one of the first theatres in the country. Of course, we were a pioneer in audio description. We started in the late 80s, early 90s. And one of the aspects of the production that we introduced here was the touch tour, taking people onto the set, letting them feel the props, some of the costumes, and just have a walk around and get their bearings. The people that attended said they found this really helpful because they got a sense of spatial awareness of the set. They got to feel the textures in the set, and for anything a bit unusual. So, I mean, even in Of Mice and Men, if you've never felt a horse's saddle, you don't know what it's like. So the opportunity to get your hands on that. If you've never felt a revolver, and most of us haven't felt a revolver, you get to feel what that's like. It's a real way in, it's a real enhancing of the experience for the audience, particularly for people who can't see at all and maybe have never seen, so they don't have a visual memory to refer to, actually getting their hands on and exploring those textures. There's one lady that comes who says, I love coming on touch tours because I get to feel lots of different styles of furniture. And so there are the fashions, there are the props, and in this, of course, we'll get to stroke the dog as well, so that's special.
Our audio-described performance service gives you a description of the action on stage, interspersed between actors' dialogue. You need to pre-book your headset through our ticket office. For more information and the performance dates of our audio-described productions, please call our ticket office team on 01204 520 661.